Michael's here early tonight. What do you know? Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy? Chad's here. 4 viewers and 4 likes. I like that. Hey, Andrew. Chris. Hey, Ryan, Craig is here. I'll echo Matcha Metalworks' question and ask, how's everyone doing today? Nice to see the names pouring in. Chris is asking as well there how everyone's doing. Oh, Mr. Brulote is here. Mr. Brulote, we've got a lovely treat here on the table. Oh, let me get this table over here. There we go, there we go. Rick, we got Rick Top here. Welcome, welcome. We got people, a lot of people asking how everyone's doing. I am doing great, great. It's been a great day of production, a great week of production. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta shut that furnace off back there. That Scotty Kerr would burn rocks. It is just unbelievable. Cut in all the time, just roasting. It's closed off there now and it's still just ripping out the heat. So I'm gonna go shut off the blower. I know that's not ideal, but just really just a low simmering fire there now. Man, it's just roaring here. Bless me, bless me. Chris, you finally made it for a live stream. Absolutely. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to our American friends. I learned Not getting it? I'm not getting it quite to my liking, guys. I was about to say, I learned this week that American Thanksgiving falls on the third or fourth Thursday of November. I did a little search because it was yesterday on Thursday. Someone heard or someone wished me happy Thanksgiving. And I was thinking, middle of the week, that's odd. I knew Thanksgiving was coming up for you guys. And I did a quick search, and it's the third it would be the fourth, I guess. The third or fourth Thursday of November. Which is really interesting. Really interesting. Yep. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. So would you get off would you guys get off for Thursday and go back again to work for Friday? This guitar, guys, I have some really cheap, almost no-name strings on this thing. And they just bite. There's no slide in them. They must be like totally uncoated strings or something. But they have no forgiveness. Your hands. Anyways, buddy, thanks for stopping in. I know you're a busy man, lots on the go. That is much faster. I can slide. All right, we actually do have white ground here now. Gerald is asking, is it snowing here yet? We do have a white ground. It's real cold tonight. Everything's stiffened up. And this week, especially up at the shop, I'm up on the heights out of town. And it's just a shade colder than down in town. And so the snow for about a week here now, we had a little dusting of snow about a week ago. Actually, no, you know what it was? When I left the live stream last Friday, I walked outside and I was shocked because when I came into the shop at about 3 p.m., it was dry, bare ground. When I came out to jump in my truck at 9:30 or so after the live stream, the truck was buried. There was probably 3 inches of snow. And that has pretty much stuck around all week, especially in the areas that are shaded. Like on the, what would be the east side of the building, the northeast side is pretty much shaded all the time by the building. And the snow is just there, nice and stiff, hasn't gone away. And now We're getting scattered flurries here and there. Got a few flurries, a little bit of snow last night. So it's beautiful. It's looking like that kind of Christmassy look without having any work. Mark, some practicing? Yeah. I try to get in a little bit every night if I can. My wife and I usually have a little TV time every night, and I sit, and she's so gracious to allow me to pluck around, noodle around on the guitar while we're watching TV. So if I can, sometimes I'll even take a face cloth and pull in behind the strings just to softly mute all the strings. So it sounds like that. And I'll just... You let me do that a few times up and down the neck, and you start really getting... And of course, I'm up and down here. It's practicing both hands. And then I'll just do a little playing. I'll practice some hammer-ons and just practice some scales. Oh, Strapped and Dangerous is here. Welcome, buddy. I didn't see you say hi. My fingers, my hands have become very strong, and they're resilient. They can work for a long time without tiring out. But the slight trade-off to that with playing the guitar is my fingers are often sore. They're tender. And I've been trying to put a little bit more work into taking care of them lately, keeping my cuticles pushed back and keeping them a little bit cleaner, and using some O'Keeffe's, some working man's hands or something. I find that really helps with like chaps and hangnails and stuff like that. Lots of hand stretching, trying to keep them healthy, guys, so I can be in the game for a long time. So we're just having fun, trying to take care of myself. Definitely a marathon. Oh, Chris says they're getting a few sprinkles of snow, but not a whole lot. Oh, Michael says, trophy wife you got there? Absolutely. I have a wonderful, wonderful wife. Mark says his twin brother is quite an accomplished guitarist, but he can't play a lick. For lack of trying, Mark, or just you haven't got a musical bone in your body, or how does it work? Oh, Chris says he's got big news today. His son just found out he passed his final government exam and is now officially an accountant. That's very exciting. Exciting for your son to be moving on to a new chapter in his life. That's such an exciting thing. I'm not that far removed, of course, from that myself. And with how fast the time goes, it definitely does not seem like I'm so far from that stage. I was talking to someone just here today who was having a look around the shop and asking some questions about my work. And I've been making knives pretty much full-time since 2018, which is crazy to think it's been that long. But still, on the scale of some of you guys here being in your 70s, 7 or 8 years is just a blip. Just a blip. It's gone by so quickly. Strapped and Dangerous, he says, I just rebuilt a large portion of my van electronics and my fingers are raw and cramped. I find electrical work very hard on the hands, especially there's so many pricks, and it's really aggressive on your skin. It really does sore up your fingers. It just popped in my mind. I just saw the mink oil there. Yes, that is mink oil on the strings. I've never tried it before, but I know mink oil is so slick and greasy. I figured it would help, and it certainly did. Took a lot of the scratchy bite out of those strings. Oh, Mark, you gave up on it. You gave up on it. So it was your choice, eh? Anything being built? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's have a look. The bird and trouts are done. Actually, all this is the bird and trout leatherwork right here. I kind of went more than I said I was going to go, and I built sheaths with retention straps. Given the price point of the knives, and I was trying to come up with something that was a little more repeatable and not too much effort. But I said, I really want to do something different with this set. So I have a really nice retention sheath design set up. Let me show you the prototype. And I modified the dimensions a little bit from this one. But this is the prototype. And oh, Sierra knows where they, guys. You see that tag? That is my wife. And my daughter wants me to know that they're watching. Hello, my precious daughter, my beautiful wife. Here is, hey, what time is it? Shouldn't you be in bed, little lady? I think you should be in bed. But we're splurging a little bit on these sheaths, guys. Running the strap around the front and enough so that it's tucked in around the side. You can see from the front. No strap, no branches going to be tearing this open. Right? Very nice and secure. But on Strapped and Dangerous recommendation last week, we're quick draw in the sense that we have lots of handle. We're just mostly blade and a little bit of handle in here. So we have lots of handle sticking out here. Lots of handle. So it's going to be really nice. But this prototype sheath is pretty much a throwaway. This is just a tad too small. Once I got it all done, it worked really nicely on paper. Once I got it all done, I said, well, I need a little bit more strap here. You don't have much of a tab to grab onto, so I want a little bit longer on the strap, so I've added 1/2 inch there, and a little bit more room on the sheath. It's a really tight squeeze to get the knife down in there now. Too tight of a squeeze. I fear that over a little while, it might be tearing open that stitching or cutting up the welt. So I've enlarged it just a little bit. And here they are just they're about ready to be stitched now. But we'll see if you can tell. See that little bit of difference in width on the body? Might be hard to tell on there, I'm not sure. But get a little more width and definitely a longer strap. That's going to let us have a nice tab there. A nice tab that we can grab a hold of. Let's have a look at the very first. These don't have edges yet, guys. They don't have final cleanup. They're just ground in. Handles are buffed, but this is what the set looks like. The very first set of bird and trout. We have stabilized natural curly maple. This is just a beautiful one right here. This one actually has a little bit of interesting artifact in there. Really nice green liner. Just a sharp looking piece. Of course, we have those handle divots. Do you see that on the handle? Which are a little time consuming and nerve wracking to put in, but worth every bit of work. They just feel so good in the hand. You feel like you have so much control over this knife. Of course, really nice slender profile here. Nice deep finger notch Nice sharpening notch. We have those nice lines, which again are time consuming here, but worth it. Kind of drives that aesthetic forward on the knife. That slight recurve here, deep grind, which makes these quite thin on the edge. They'll perform really nicely. Nice and wide here in the back end. So they feel really great, guys. Your thumb just falls naturally right into that divot. It's a great feeling knife. In the sheath, looks great. I'll see if I can squeeze it down into this one again, but it is a little tight, like I said. And there is the look in the sheath. But gonna have a little bit more room, of course. A little bit more strap, a little bit more room here, so it's not as quite of a tight squeeze. But you've got strapped and dangerous. You've got lots of handle out like you were hoping for. You're not struggling to get it up out of the sheath. There it is. I think that sheath is a really nice line. Really nice line with the knife. Nice slender shape. Really happy. Wore it on my hip around the shop for a little bit. Did a little bit of testing. Feels great. Like I said, this is the prototype sheath. This one's not going out. It'll hang on the rack there, and it'll go on. It'll go on something else at some point, perhaps. Would probably fit a Tuckamore. Probably fit a Tuckamore nice. But that is the set of 8 right there. All 8 came out just perfectly. Oh, Chris says he loves the sound of that leather. I love that too, eh? That dry, grippy, hard to explain, but I know just what you mean. Glad you like the sheath design. Strapped and dangerous. Mark likes them. Thanks so much, Mark. Match on Metalworks. All the liners on this set are green. Yep. It's like almost like a tealy green, a little bit of a blue green, but it's definitely green. Strapped and dangerous. You think the divots have a place on the Beothic? If you guys want to read about the Beothic project that's coming up very soon, you head to knknives.ca and you can go to the Collectors Series tab up top, and that's the next major project. This bird and trout set will end up on the Collectors Series tab as well. This being the very first run, the inaugural launch of the bird and trout knife. It will end up there as well. Mark asks, is the divot in the handle, is it suited for both left and right-handed people? Yes, it is. Not sure if I'll be able to show it to you guys, but it is on both sides of the knife. It's a matching set on both sides. And it feels just as great. I'm fairly ambidextrous myself. I can use most tools with either hand. And it just feels so good, so good. It's a great knife. Most of those are already spoken for, but I think there are a couple left. So if you're interested, go ahead and reach out. You can shoot me an email, Kyle@np-inc.ca, or you can go to knknives.ca. And on most pages, there's a contact tab or a contact window where you can reach out to me. That's an easy way to do it as well. Oh, Chris, that's very kind. Matcha Metalworks, I couldn't tell you offhand what number you are. I appreciate the comments on the work, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are very kind, very kind. This will be, I believe, the final, I think these were about the final heat treat of the year. Oh, this one could be lower down on the action up here. You see, I took that second time to nail the lick, but when you're performing, you don't get that second chance. So if you buzz that string on the first time around, it's all over for you. It's all over. Oh, Patrick, great to hear. Congrats on the animal. One to 8, that's what their numbered, strapped, and dangerous. I couldn't tell you what number I have you wrote in. So they've just been going down in order. Greetings from Texas. Patrick, greetings to you. How was your deer, buddy? A 7 point, about 3.5 years. Fantastic. And he's had great performance with his bake apple. That is great to hear. This year, more than ever, I've been hearing back from the hunters. I've been getting all kinds of pictures. Patrick, if you want to send me in a picture, if you happen to have that knife around or could set it on the animal, I've gotten a bunch of those pictures this year. And I've posted many of them actually on my Facebook page, the KN Knives Facebook page, with a little write-up. Usually I slightly reword the review because they usually come back with reviews, which is great. But the feedback has been fantastic. Let me show you another couple knives, guys. Let me show you another couple knives. This one, if you remember last week, I was talking about a Tuckamore. I believe I showed some knives right out of the heat treat oven. And I was talking about a Tuckamore that's been sitting around the shop hanging on the rack that I botched the grind on months ago. Well, I finally got to grinding it and heat treating it. And this week I put the handle on it. And here is, and I think I'm going to keep this one, guys, because I just absolutely love it. But here it is. So it kind of ended up being a custom one-off, and I just really adore it. I sat last night with a piece of hardwood for a little while, just whittling, and it controlled so well. It held up so well. The edge was just fantastic. Felt so good in the hand. And that Scandi grind, really nice finish Scandi. The forge finish against that polished white bone. Just love it. Feels like butter in the hand. It's so heavy and just, man, feels great. It is very, very much a carver. That's kind of what I was going going for here. And the reason for that is I have Mr. Brulote's carving knife build behind me, and that went through the heat treat with this one. So I was working on that custom carver for Mr. Brulote anyways, and that theme was kind of in my mind. So I took that botch Tuckamore and I carved it down. Not as intense of a carver as Mr. Brulote has asked for. He's got a very short, stubby blade. His dimensions were very specific for a carving knife. I didn't go quite that dedicated with it, but definitely a carving knife is what I was going for. Strapped and dangerous. I don't know if I want to. I think I'd like to keep this one. But it is a very lovely piece. And of course, that just screaming big plate of antler on there. Polished like glass. And this edge, and like I said, I whittled and carved with this thing with a piece of hardwood for some time. And that real like cross cut and pry out too. Cross cut and pry out. And it is just freaky sharp. Freaky sharp. To go along with the edge is spooky. Spooky. Held up so well. Just a beautiful piece. Will you be taking custom orders of the same design? I don't have this thing drawn off on paper yet, but I definitely wanted to, because I said, wow, that's a pattern I would really love to repeat. It's a fantastic piece. Oh, Chris likes it. Chad says I deserve to keep a scattered knife. I tell you, Chad, I have not kept too many. Michael says we should do an auction. Michael, I don't think we should do that. Strapped and dangerous, why do you think I need to sell it? Is Mr. Brulote still here, or did he leave? He left, didn't he? Okay, Mr. Brulote's knife. And it is fantastic. Still doesn't have final cleanup or final edge treatment either. But here it is. Very much design. I give Mr. Brulote a lot of credit for this design. He was very specific on what he wanted. And so I did the sketch. The knife pattern is mine, but all the dimensions and recommendations were by Mr. Brulote. His instructions for the handle, he gave dimensions for handle thickness. He wanted a full rounded off end, so of course it offers no hot spots there. Not a lot of curvature, no deep finger notches or anything like that. Not a whole lot going on in the handle, just enough to help keep your purchase there. Like I said, he gave me the thickness dimensions, the length dimension, and he wanted it Canadian themed, was mostly the extent of the instructions. So that is how we ended up with this handle. I chose for the baseline just this incredible piece of burl. You can't get all the detail there in the camera. It's not showing all the incredible detail. Let's see if I can get this. No, it's not giving a good sharp focus. Let's try this. No, it's not letting you appreciate it. Just so much very fine texture. It's just wild to look at in person. And then we have that white pearl kieranite and the red. That's where we brought in the Canadian theme, the white and red. Just lovely. Polished like glass. The big mosaic pin was my choice. I had a nice piece there I wanted to incorporate. Forge finish Scandi grind. Slight swedge, and if you notice, he has a fully rounded off spine. So we have the spine runs like this. I'm not going to be able to show it on camera really, but the spine is nicely rounded. And so under the thumb, you can just push as hard as you want, and it feels great, which of course for a carving knife, this is cream of the crop, cream of the crop. Are they two different colors to the burl, two different tones or colors? It is not. This is one continuous piece that just had a slight fade as it went along. And once it got chopped and separated with the inlay and everything, you ended up with what I agree, almost a two-tone, but you can catch how that fade out happens there. Notice this lighter portion here, and then fades into a dark. So along the length, there is like a slight transition happening. But it's the very same block of wood. Let's see the detail again, where the top of the blade meets the handle. Oh, there we go. There you can see it. Kind of hard to show. Again, this does not seem to want to do like close-up detail, but if I get the light on it, it's bright enough that you can see that fully rounded off spine running into the handle there. And that didn't have to be touched because that was done before heat treat. It's forge finish all the way around unbroken. That's why you get that lovely stripped finish, that polished finish. Runs right into that forge finish on the spine, that wrapped edge. Really, really cool. Glad you like the choice of burl, buddy. It's a very special piece. I really love it. Feels so good in the hand. I will draw off this design as well. Make sure I have it on template in case someone asks for something like it. That blade almost looks short enough for the UK. Oh, man. Roy McIntyre, welcome, buddy. Got a rare Friday night off. Congratulations. Is that due to Thanksgiving? Oh, you bought yourself a bevel tech? Really nice. I have one sitting right there, right in front of me off to the side. They're fantastic. Mr. Berlot, that's the beauty of custom, isn't it? You can have it built to fit your hand, your exact needs. Chris. Chris says, my wife just walked in on me by the fire and said to say hello. Hello to your wife. Thanks for saying hi. One blade done so far on your Bevel Tech. Very nice. What a fantastic machine. Nope, not at all, Strapped and Dangerous. Have you made any headway with that one piece yet? I'm about to, I think we need to actually see if we can file a claim or something at this point. I think something different, although my searches through Reddit forums and stuff tells me this type of thing is happening. That is the only package that I've seen it happen with yet. So I don't know if there's something different happening with yours or what the deal is, but I was just in, I think just yesterday, and checked the tracking on it again to see what's going on. And I definitely think it's an anomaly. Hard name to remember, Christine. Chris and Christine. Silver bells. This guitar has a handmade bone nut, handmade bone saddle back here, and I'm playing with a handmade bone pick, and it's just toning down all the brightness, all the harshness, and darkening it. Guys, if you want to check out Strapped and Dangerous notification there, if any of you are an American customer having a similar issue, I haven't had anything brought to me yet besides this particular case from Strapped and Dangerous. Like I said, buddy, it sure seems like an anomaly and not a... and not just, like we were saying, what might be a build-up or an overload of the system or a backlog or that type of thing. At this point now, I've shipped enough other American packages that I think it's an anomaly. Now, I know the amount of packages I ship is very small, so you're not getting much of a good baseline or control group as well as far as looking at the data. Because like I said, when I did do some searching, I'm pouring through the Reddit forums, and there's a Facebook page called, what is it, UPS... Disgruntled UPS customers or something like this. Basically, it's a big complaint group where everyone just asks questions and rags on UPS. And there was several posts describing this exact same issue that Strapped and Dangerous is talking about, where the package has traveled from Canada to the US, went to a certain warehouse, and then it's just been sitting in the warehouse. Now, what I'm told is And the tracking keeps showing the package being rescanned. And I'm told from this group that's a good thing because it requires regular rescanning to show its location. So as long as it's showing updated rescans, it means the package is still sitting there, it still exists, it's not lost or stolen, it's still there. But it may be the case, like Strapped and Dangerous is mentioned in there, that there's just a big backlog in this particular port, this particular hub or warehouse. No doubt there are many different hubs, and if it had passed through another one, maybe it would have slicked right through. And that was Plattsburgh, New York, wasn't it? Where it's happening? I was warned months ago when the de minimis exception happened, where the $800 minimum clause was removed, and tariffs are on packages of pretty much any amount, that it would add a huge burden to the system, a system that is not capable or equipped to handle that kind of processing. But like I said, except for this package, I have not seen any issues or heard of any issues from customers so far, except for being charged tariffs and that type of thing. Mark, we're praying for Sophie, buddy. Praying for Sophie. I didn't want to ask you to give an update this time. Didn't want to put that on you. If you wanted to, you can certainly go ahead and do that. But we appreciate you being hanging out here. Appreciate you hanging out with us and leaving some fun comments. Chris said, if my pops was still alive, he would love to hear your guitar playing. Oh, that's lovely. If my pop was still alive, he would love to hear it as well. I have a heap of writings from my grandfather Noseworthy. And past couple weeks, I've been digging back into some of them again. And just, what a beautiful man, what a beautiful man. I spent so much time with this grandfather growing up. A lot of time in the woods with him, in cutting and packing the sled, this type of thing. A lot of time up around the workshop with him, just around his property. And he is dearly missed. Dad and I talk about him often because him and my dad were like that. Just the best of friends. And I was really close with him as well. And it is just a huge loss in our lives to have him gone. And so Dad and I often talk about when we're having a quiet afternoon here and we've got just some tunes playing or something, we're doing some quiet work, and we'll mention, man, how much would Pop enjoy this if he could be here today? Mark, I appreciate the update, buddy. We'll be certainly praying for you and your family. Praying for Sophie, praying for you and the family. Have a great evening, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Nearly lunchtime there on Saturday. Isn't that something? stay in tune tonight, guys. Brad King, I saw your message pop up there for a brief moment. Better late than never, absolutely. Brad, if you go back and rewatch the stream later, you'll see a section where I showed the lovely first bird and trout set, which are complete except for the leather work. You'll want to go check that out, buddy. Gerald is asking, do I have a warrior handy that I could show the group? No, I do not. I don't have a finished one or I might have a finished one up in the stock room. Nothing down here. Oh, yes I do. I just finished one this week. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. There we go. I believe it's still sitting here waiting to go out. You're asking to see a warrior. Let's show you a warrior. Here we have this is the new standard warrior sheath. And here is the warrior blade. And this is in a mountain terrain camo Spectraply. Spectraply is the name of the company that makes this material, so that's a trademark name. There's another one as well, Spectraply, Dymalux. Dymalux is another company that makes almost the same type. It's basically like a plywood, a very fine grade plywood. That's definitely a diminishing of the material. It's very beautiful. But all the layers, as I understand, it's all these layers of veneer wood that are dyed prior to being laminated. And then you get this perfect block of all this different colors. And it's wood. And it's stabilized, so it's very tough. Holds up well, but you have this really cool pattern. And as Gerald asked for, this is sitting on a warrior here. See some very cool forged finish patterns in this particular one. This is standard grind for the warrior. Kind of a medium height saber. 3/16, very robust, thick knife. Very heavy knife. You can see the handle lines there. Having this deep of a knife, which is roughly 1.5 inches deep, you can have a really deep finger choil. And so your hand really locks in there. We are like 4.5 to 4 3/4, maybe a little better. We're sitting at, yeah, about 4 and... This one here is sitting actual edge. It's about 4.5, maybe 4 5/8 actual edge length. A little longer to right here. I have this little section of relief or ricasso here. Any other questions, Gerald? Anything else you're looking to see specifically? It's a hefty knife. But Gerald, I believe you've been asking about a longer version, a chopper essentially. And the Warrior has a great handle to be a chopper because it does have quite a bit of catch right here. Especially with a pinky lanyard would be great. But it does need, in order to be a great chopper, like a tree limber, that type of thing, having that extra couple inches of blade out front would allow, because right now it's quite, don't want to get myself with an edge there, but it's quite balanced front to rear right there in the middle. It's quite well balanced, and of course that's going to depend a little bit on what handle material's on there, but mostly the knife will be pretty evenly balanced. So to have another couple inches of that heavy 3/16 steel out front would throw that weight forward, which is what you'd want for a knife for that use. Glad I had one here that could help you guys out. Gonna be signing off here now, guys. Any last questions? Anything to bring up finally before I head home to my wife? We're out of tune again. We need a little bit of work here. Strapped and Dangerous, enjoy that fishing trip, buddy. We'll be talking to you. Send me a few pictures if you would. Have a fantastic weekend. It's our town Christmas parade tomorrow. Oh, looks like we all gotta go. Strop's gotta go. Roy's gotta go. The grandchildren are at the door. Thanks for hanging out, Roy. Chris, thanks for being here tonight. Brad. Didn't see Rocco here tonight. Missing Rocco here this time. But indeed, I hope you all have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to my American friends. And we'll see you all next week. Andrew, Mr. Below. Great, great. Just been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Oh!